I know 5 pastors in the last year have quit.
Look at the definition of congregation. Mainly that second one, a gathering or collection of people, animals, or things. And that's what they call a congregation or herd a lot of times. Or my flock. My flock. I even hear people say my sheep.
Right.
You know, and the thing is, it shows you here, it says, even the first definition, congregation, a group of people assembled, meaning a group of people that are being used for religious worship. So look at the put together, placed for religious worship, not for the betterment of life, not for the betterment of prosperity. So it clearly says right here with congregation that the congregation it's kind of like church and school go hand in hand. School teaches you to be an employee, to work for a company.
The government's created a system that pushes you through school, demands you have to do it.
Exactly.
And so that they'll educate you the certain way that they want you to be educated.
And then church doesn't inspire you to be a leader. They don't want more leaders, they want more sheep. Because if they have more leaders know that you can lead people outside of this physical building. If I'm a leader, why am I coming here to follow? And so the thing is, even Jesus was teaching people to be leaders. Let me show you how you can also do what I have done and more.
He went and took fishermen. If Jesus was only concerned about the church, he would have had a leadership convention inside the church. The Sadducees, the Pharisees, and stuff like that. We never see where Jesus had a council with them and says, this is how we grow the church. This is how we do things. Jesus totally walked away from that old system of being in a building, walked away from the leadership, overturned the money tables and all that, and he went and found fishermen who were not, basically because you had to have the Levites, they had certain sections of tribes that you were birthed into, and that said what you were. And so here the fishermen are, and Jesus says, I'm going to make you a pastor. I'm going to make you a leader. I'm going to make you an apostle. I'm going to make you a redeemer. And so then here's his group, and it goes from 10 to 12 to 120 to 5,000 to 10,000. But here's the thing is Jesus left, they went house to house. And I think we're getting back to that house-to-house movement. And what did they do? They sold their goods and helped one another. I think we're going to see that. I think the struggle when AOC is saying that we need to become a socialist nation because we need to help the people is the right mindset, but the wrong plan.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the right mindset is that church should help the people, but we have not. We've helped ourselves by building bigger buildings.
Because what happened is if they force everybody to start, if they cap off how much money people can make, then we'll just go to another country or another method of finance.
Right.
I don't have to use this paper.
Here's the thing is the church, I'm going to say this, and this is a bold statement. The church analyzed the finances, and they said, we are unwilling to go out into our community and help our community where they need it because they won't come to church. They're going to be a drag on our finances. And if you can show me that church in the Word of God where it says, do not go to your community and help them because they'll be a drag on you because there'll be a financial pull. Stay in your 4 walls so that you can make more money as a pastor, a bigger salary, get a bigger building, do whatever
bigger car,
you want.
Big car.
You find that in the scripture and show me that one.
Yeah, it's...
I'm so mad about the lies that we've been fed for years and years because I've given hundreds of thousands of dollars to the church. But then I realized I did my own orphanage. And I realized I did my own camp. And I realized when I gave people money, we just bought a couch for the other day. And we got people and we did $1,000 and they gave about $700. So I came up with $300 to give this girl a couch. And she's literally been rejected from her parents. And this is the rich story. I love this story. Her parents came into this city and they told me they got kicked out of the church for mishandling finances. And then they go, oh, but it was just an accusation of us doing that and all. And he used to have the people bring items to the church so he could do a garage sale so that he could pocket the money. And then so they end up kicked out of this church. So they come up into here and they keep on asking me to sponsor things for them. And they're like, oh, we want to be big. We want this. And I'm on my boat one day with them. And the wife goes and she says, man, you could pay for all of this stuff that we want to do. And I'm sitting here and like I invest in things and you don't look like a good investment.
Yeah.
And so I was totally taken off by the thought that my money should be used for what their thought is. And I'm like, I'm doing an orphanage. I'm doing all of these things.
They're not saying how can they help you.
Right. They're like, how can they take my money from me to help them?
Yeah. And their cause is better than your cause.
Right. They're more important. They got a ministry. I'm like, I've got a ministry. When are you going to look at me as valuable? Absolutely. Not as a money ticket to write checks, but me as valuable.
Well, that's what most people, most people are only focused on what you can do for them. Instead of saying, like anyone that I bring into my circle, I tell them, the way to increase your value in the eyes of somebody else is you look around and you see what that person needs and then figure out how you can help that person get it. Instead of saying, what can I take? What does this person have that I want that I can take from them? Figure out how you can help people get what they need. What's their pain points? You can get any job you want to just by that, because most companies, they care about the bottom line. And if you can help a company
care about the bottom line.
Yeah. If you can care about the bottom line of the company, you're going to be, irreplaceable in the eyes of that company.
So this guy, his daughter, who he kicked out of the house, goes deeper. She never met her father. Her mom died from a drug overdose. This family brings her in. Now, without reward, they're getting a monthly check from the state for her to live at the house. So he adopts her. And I asked him one time, I said, because I was wanting to adopt, and I said, how is it to adopt? Do you love her just as much? I mean, legitimate question. Yeah. And he's like, oh, yes, of course, I love her just as much as my other kids. And I'm like, wow, that really kind of stood out to me. So then here she turns 17, and they kick her out of the house. And I'm like, hold on, your son does drugs, your daughter's sleeping around, your other daughter's sleeping around, they're doing drugs. You got a mess going on with your 3 kids that are your birth kids, but you kick out the adopted daughter. And I'm like, what a liar, a hypocrite. And then, so she gets pregnant. She doesn't have any skills or anything. So I'm talking to her. I'm trying to help her and saying, what could she do? What would she like to do? And she says, I want to be a hairstylist. And I said, oh, we've got this tech school. You can go. You can be a hairstylist there. I look up how much it costs. I look up all these things. And so I send the father a text message and I say, hey, your daughter, of course, now again, monthly, he got money for this girl living at his house. And I said, your daughter wants to go to tech school. It's about $9,000 for 2 years. Can you pay half? I'm going to pay the other half, I have no relation, no benefit, getting nothing out of it. I'm going to put up $4,500 for this girl. Can you, as her dad, who said you love her equally as your other kids, can you put up the other money? So the conversation comes. He gets mad at her, yells at her, and says, why are you having him call me, trying to get money out of me? Why don't you just do financial aid? And I'm so thankful I never invested in this guy, because the truth comes out about money. And it was funny because even before that happened, he ended up, and so this is one of the reasons that really torqued me, is that he called me up and he says, hey, can we drop our jet skis behind your house? And I'm like, you got brand new jet skis? You just moved into the house. You just got new furniture. You just got all these things, but you won't help your daughter out that you said you love just as much as your other kids. And that's where it comes into. People are selfish. Churches are selfish. Pastors are selfish. The system is selfish.
I totally agree. People are just into what benefits them a lot of times. And it's sad because if you don't understand that people will only give you money consistently if you are helping them get something they want, you've lost. And you have to understand, it's kind of like Ricky and I talk about it all the time. We're in the we're service-based people. We provide a service for people. If I don't give my customers what they want, then they're going to go somewhere else. And you have to understand that there's some people you can please and some people you can't. But the moral of it is, I'm helping my customer get something they want. They want something from me. If I keep helping them get it, they'll keep giving me money. If I can't help them get it, they're not going to give me money. And so the thought of thinking that we can continue to get something from people without giving them something in return is just bonkers to me.